I'm currently in the process of making a medieval Viking costume so I can match my husband's vibe when we go to Ren fairs this year. Today's project is the apron dress or the smokkr that goes over the underdress. So I've already made the underdress. I made that in my previous video when we all had the flu in the house, so that was fun. I'm going to follow a tutorial by the Barony of Rivenoak, and I'll list that down below. I chose this one because it was the least confusing to follow. So if you wanted to check it out, I'll have that linked down below so you can follow along and make your own if you like. Also, I guess you could follow me in this video, and hopefully I tell you the proper things to do so that you can not have any issues when you're making your own apron dress. And I'm going to try to get this project completed in one single afternoon because that is the only time that my schedule is allowing this week for this project. So without any more preamble, let's get to it. So the first thing that we are going to do is measure your body. You do not have to share your measurements with anyone. You can keep them to yourself, because I am going to keep mine to myself. Don't even ask me, I'm not going to tell you. So we need a few measurements for this. The main measurement you're going to need is your bust line. I measured myself for the underdress already, but for all intents and purposes for today, let's redo that. It's about the same. Then you're going to take that bust measurement and divide that by 3. And these are going to be the widths of 3 long panels that we're going to make for this apron dress. And then you also need to add seam allowance to this number. So whether you want a 1/2 inch or 2 centimeters or 3/4 inch, however much seam allowance you're adding on, make sure you add that on to your widths of each of your panels. So if you're doing 1/2 inch, just add another inch to the width of your panel. The length of these panels is going to be from where it's going to sit down as far as you want it to be. I'm going to go part way down my calf, I think, for the length of mine. You measure down from a couple of inches down from your shoulder. It has to come around your arm, under your arm too. So it's going to be like there-ish. Make it too long because you can always hem it shorter. That's one thing that she recommended in the tutorial as well, and I think that's really important. That helped me when I was doing the underdress. I made it too long and I could easily trim it up to the length I wanted. I'm eyeballing this, looking down. Let's see. Somewhere between 42 and 44 inches is the length that I'm going to do. Let's say we want 42, and then we're going to add seam allowance on there. We'll make it 44 inches, and then we can always trim it if it's too long. Next, we want to measure for our straps. Make them too long is what the recommendation is. So I'm basically going from where I think my dress will start to around the back, sort of where the top part of my bra is. I feel like that's where, yes, it will come under my arm. I'm going to say 20 inches. Again, if you make them too long, you can always shorten them. If they are too short, you can't make them longer. Then depending on how wide you want your straps to be, you would make them that width, plus your seam allowance. The next measurement you need are the gores, and they go from where your waist is down to how long your dress is going to be. So if my dress is going to be around 44 inches, I'm going to come up to my waist and minus that amount for the top. I'm guesstimating here. And we're going to do maybe 30 inches. And they are 13 inches wide approximately. And now we have all of our measurements. Next step is on to cutting the fabric. Last time I made a mock-up. I made pattern pieces so I could trace them out for future dresses. This time, I don't think I have time for that because I was lazy today before getting started this. It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What are the chances of me actually getting this dress done today and make dinner for my family and everything else? I really want to think about that. This is the fabric that I bought for this dress. It is a wool. I wasn't sure if it was 100% wool, so I did the burn test on it to see if any of the pieces would melt, and then there might be some synthetic fibers in there, but it didn't. It just turned to ash. So it is a wool. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. I couldn't get something that has the designs that you typically see on these types of dresses. I know some people use linen. I probably should have picked a linen because that would have been a lot lighter for the summer months, and I may have to make another one of these at some point in time. But for now, I have this wool fabric. It's not a heavy wool. It is lighter, but it is still fairly thick. So we'll see how it ends up draping and looking once I'm done. When I was buying it, I had one of these I don't know what to get moments and had a little internal freak out and just ended up buying this. I knew I wanted a red, so this is what we have. The first thing that we are going to pin and sew together are the 2 back panels. So out of those 3 long panels that we cut out, 2 of them are for the back, 1 of them is for down the front. So we're going to sew the 2 of them on the back together to create the back seam. Okay, so I have the back seam sewed up for the 2 back panels, like so. Now I need to attach the front panel to the back 2 side panels. And we sew just down to where your waist is going to be. Based on how long I made my gores and how long my dress is, I think we're going to sew down about 14 inches. Well, I am. You'll do what's correct for yours. Now that we have the front panel attached to the back panels, I'm going to do a quick try on before I hem the top, because that's the next step, just to make sure that it's fitting okay. I think that's actually pretty good. Cool. All right, so now it's time just to hem the top part down, and then we will be attaching the gores. Now that I have the top hem done, the next step is to attach the gores. So I'm going to pin those on down the sides here and sew up the gores. And it's 3:15, so we're doing pretty good. We started at 1 o'clock, so that's like just over 2 hours. I'm proud of me. I'm hoping I can actually get this done today and I don't reach that 90% point and then give up. So there's a little area where the gores had come up and I had sewn down from the top seam where it's not quite meeting. There's a little bit of a hole here, and all I'm doing is just trimming off the end of the gore and finishing this seam down to the top part where the gore starts. I am going to press these seams open and then trim and hem up the bottom. Okay, I have everything sewn together except for the straps. I should probably try this on. I haven't actually tried it on yet. I think it's pretty good. Oh, whoa. It will be going over top of the underdress as well. So yeah, we'll see. It's a little tighter in the hips, and it's loose at the top here. So I'm not sure how that is going to flow overall over top of the other dress. For around the waist, you can put a belt on it as well. I didn't want it too tight because I wanted to be able to get it on and off. However, I'm finding like this part here, I might need to take it in, but I won't be able to get it on and off my head. I'm also used to modern dresses where they have zippers and things, and this doesn't. You have those brooches that you put on to help hold it up. So I think it's okay. It's definitely not snug, and I really don't need to worry about this like covering my bust and being the only thing that I'm wearing. But I think the length is good and everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach the straps. Now we can see how long we want them to be, because then once you have your brooches, then you just pin them to the front of your dress. And I think what did I do? No! No, I didn't. Oh no. You know you're getting tired when you make this kind of mistake. I sewed my straps to one of the side panels and not to the back. Oh, golly. So guess who gets to do some seam ripping now? Yep. Me. So I think what I might do is just hem over the bottom part of these. And then I'm going to be making some 3D printed brooches for this dress, and I've ordered some glass beads coming from Grimfrost, so they should be here later on this week. So next week I can take the 3D prints and paint them up to make them look like metal and attach them to the dress. I got it done in an afternoon, and that was my goal, so go me! And just like that, everything is finally complete. In my last video, I made the underdress, so if you're interested in how I did that, you can go check that out. My name is Pam, this is Total Pamarchy, the craft channel with a little anarchy. Until next time, bye!